What's up, everybody? It's your boy Key from Combat Theory. What is Combat Theory? Combat Theory is a YouTube dedicated to helping fighting game players of all games become stronger fighting game players by learning from their mistakes and learning how to deal with characters and matchups that give them trouble. And this is what this YouTube is dedicated for. So, this is a series called Mortal Kombat 11 Film Study where I'm going to go over people's films and tapes specifically from Mortal Kombat 11, and I'm going to break down what they did wrong and what they did right. So whenever they come across whatever's giving them trouble, it'll be a cakewalk for them next time. So first submission is from Brandon, a Kabal player. He said he's been having trouble with Kotal Khan, and we're going to find out why. So there's no round one fight, it looks like, but this is the first match of his set. And before I started, I actually want to say that I think Kabal versus Kotal Khan is a even matchup, so 5-5. Kotal Khan is a character who has a command grab, so he has an easier time opening up his opponents because of that specific grab, while Kabal is a typical strike throw character where he opens you up by throwing you a lot and then using his buttons. So he has to rely on conditioning, while Kotal can 50-50 you straight up. Kabal has the superior air mobility, so he could jump a lot and harass you with his air gas pressure. Kotal Khan has a superior ground game with a forward advancing half screen normal, and their damage is somewhat the same. Kabal does great combo damage, while Kotal Khan has great burst damage. And I'm going to assume that both of them are using the optimal loadout for both of these characters. Okay, last but not least, Kabal has a 9 frame mid, so every time the opponent gives up his turn, he keeps 9 frame mid and possibly get a full combo. While since Kotal doesn't have a fast mid, he has to rely on pokes on taking his turn. Now we're gonna go into the match. Okay, so it looks like he did jump in 1-1. He backs off, does back 1-2. Okay. Kotal, like I said, Kotal Khan is gonna respond with pokes because he doesn't have a fast mid. He blocks it, and then he gets anti-aired immediately. One thing I want to say is just because you're playing a character who has great air mobility, that does not mean you can jump for free on somebody who has decent fighting game fundamentals. You can't block in the air, so if they time you, you're going to get hit. Doesn't matter how good your air mobility is. So let's move that back. Let's play that over. It's right here. Okay. Another thing is, I don't know what made you jump after blocking that down four. You don't get no advantage from that. Like, jumping after, that's getting blocked, but we'll see. Oh, and he tries to convert and he drops it. Okay, and then you got hit when you got up. So another red flag is, I don't know why you didn't block getting up off the floor. Oops. Um, so it looks like you tried to backdash when you got up off the floor. I don't know what made you do that or why you thought that was going to work, but you gave up free damage. So pretty much it looks like the round just started and you're way below half health already. You actually have 35%. And Kodo, once he puts on that sunlight, when you're low like that, it's gonna be checkmate because every time you pass that light, you're gonna take damage. You're gonna take damage without him having to risk himself. And you took so you you took multiple risks already. Nice, you hit him with up two. It was good, but at the same time, I don't think that was read. I don't think you knew he was gonna jump. What it looks like to me was you just did it. You just did it just cause you just needed him to get off you. And the reason why I say that is because so far you haven't blocked every time you've gotten knocked down. You've always did something instead of just blocking. So he does breakaway. Okay, you give up your turn. He blocks. He has no defensive meter. You don't either. I mean, you have one, but both you guys get launched into a combo. You can't break away. Okay. Now, one thing. When Kotal Khan hits you with down 4 into that unblockable, right? Right here. When he hits you with that, that's free. That unblockable is free. There's nothing you could do to avoid it. So if you get hit with his down 4 and he does that, it's you gotta pay that. You gotta hold that. The reason why you got hit is again, um, well in this one, I don't know what made you try to throw, because right here you definitely pressed the throw button, so it wasn't an input error. You press that singular button that gives you the throw. And he's been responding. I don't know if you've seen it since like the beginning. He's responded with down 4. See, every time you did something, he blocked it. He did down 4. Right here, you gave up your turn, so it's his turn to attack. But you tried to throw. I don't know what made you think that he's gonna keep blocking when it's his turn to attack. I don't know. There was no conditioning involved to keep him blocking after that. So he definitely hit you with down 4 into completely free damage, and then you jump again. So this whole time, you did not block after you got knocked down once, which is a super red flag. That shows that your defense is non-existent. You're always doing something, but you hit him, and then on top of that, it looks like he tried to space you out because he walked back, right? So like he dashed back, and then he tried to back two, which is an anti-air. It's a distant anti-air. You hit him first, you get your air gas, boom, boom, boom. And you drop the combo, and then you jump again, and you get anti-air. Okay. Now this is a little obnoxious because that's like I think you got anti-air twice so far. And the problem I have with this is that why aren't you, you know, why aren't you just playing a ground game? You keep trying to jump, and you're paying for it. Like I said, just because he has great air mobility does not mean that you're going to be allowed to simply jump on an opponent without no ground game. You gotta have a ground game. You gotta have him look for something on the ground and then you can jump. You're just jumping, hoping that he'll block your jump attack so you can get something off. It's not gonna work like that. So he tries to trick you down for it. And then after you get into you jump again. You're just winging it now. This is what you would call autopilot. Yeah, we understand that his air mobility is crazy and is borderline broke, but it can't be borderline broke in some like in your hands when you're playing like this. You can't do this. Okay, he blocks the jump in, he tries to anti-air you, pays the price, 1-1-1. You finish the combo off. You jump in, he flawless blocks it, you jump out, you blocks it. Okay, now I'm starting to see that you're you're a one layer player. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna explain that. Okay, so that's like three anti-airs. So within this first round, I've gotten two things from this. One, you're playing what like you're one layer player. When I say one layer player, I mean every time you get your pressure started, like when you finally get the jump in, you've been looking forward to start your pressure. You use the same string. You start with the same string. You either do 1-1 or 1-1-1. He responds with down 4, and then you jump in, and then you get anti-aired. So it's like the scenarios are looping, right? The scenarios are looping, and it's not even in your favor. So just like in the first round, look, you do 1-1, and then you go for another string, right? Just like in the beginning, just like in the beginning, 1-1, do another string. Responds with down 4, you get anti-aired. It's literally the same scenario. Look later in the match. So that was the first 3 seconds. Now we're at the 30 seconds. Look, 1-1 string. He's waiting. Okay, you jump back, air gas your way in. 1-1-1. He does down 4. You get anti-aired again. So you're not adapting to your opponent's game plan, and you're also being autopilot. It's like you're not really thinking about how you're trying to approach the matchup. Like you're not thinking about how you're trying to approach Kotal Khan as a character, and you're not thinking about how you're trying to approach your opponent. You're just hoping that he just doesn't anti-air you, and then you can get your air pressure off. It's not gonna work like that. He already showed you multiple times that he's gonna anti-air you on reaction, and you haven't changed your layers. especially with your grounded offense. With your grounded offense is like they, you block 1-1-1, right? You're either gonna do 1-1 and then do another string, or you're gonna commit to the entire string and then give up your turn. See? Again, died. So now we're gonna see what round two is about. Okay, look at his first decision for real. Now he's locked in. He's locked in. He's like, all right, download. Like that was a download complete decision. Like, okay, he's downloaded. That was that type of decision. Look, if you was to jump and you hit a button and you get anti-air, he's gonna get crushing blow, of course. With his very first decision, he's showing you that, okay, yeah, I want you to jump. I'm looking for you to jump. Okay, now you're changing up your ground game decision making. You're throwing projectiles. Okay, now he's focusing on the ground a little bit, and then you get anti-air as expected, as he's been looking for. So his first two decisions was literally the same move, which is meant for a hardcore crushing blow anti-air. He only did two. His first two decisions was literally the same move, looking for you to jump, and you did jump. So yeah, the download is literally complete. This is what I mean by you're not adapting to your opponent's game plan. All he's doing is waiting for you to jump to get free damage, and you're giving it to him every time. Okay, space you out. You could have interrupted that or flawless block, and then you jump again. This is what I mean. See? Like you're just getting anti-aired clean because you're not changing the layers. You need to jump, throw the air, throw the air hooks. Sometimes you jump, and then you fake out, a button. Like you have to change your layers. You're right now you're just jumping in and that's it. Hoping your jump attack connects. And now you get anti-aired. Look like he went for an anti-breakaway combo. Oh, look, there you go. You finally started changing up your timing. See? Like that, and he got hit. Okay. Alright. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, he's still looking for jumps though. He's still looking for jumps, but now you're like, you got control of the pacing now. Before you didn't have the control of the pacing. Every time you try to do something, you got punished. Chipping him away, and see, look, now you got him. See? After you threw all those projectiles, you finally decide to go in, and he blocked because he was on the ground, like he's paying full attention to projectiles, and you got in. But then you're back to one layer again. You're doing the same string, and so far I haven't seen that one throw. His 1-1-1 is like an auto shimmy, right? It kills people for trying to look for an early throw, but you're not throwing at all, so you're not gonna open him up. He's just gonna block. He's gonna take his turn. Look, down four again. See? He's just gonna block, take his turn with a poke, and then the neutral's gonna reset. Looks like, yeah, both whiffing. Looks like he tried to hit that foot right there. But this is what I'm talking about. Like it's a looping situation. See, it's the same string. Mind you, that's like -8. If he had like a 7 frame jab or something, you would get punished for free. Yeah, same thing. Okay. You jump back. All right, the neutral's reset. Back to throwing projectiles. Nice. So right here, he was like, okay, he's back. He backed off. He's throwing projectiles. Let me catch him with the half screen normal. But you ended up jumping back, which is great timing on your part, and then you hit him. Nice. So because of Cabal's air mobility, you can always avoid Kotal's best string. See, you can always avoid his best string, which is fine. So nice. He breaks away. Okay, going for air pressure. Now you got trip guarded. A trip guard is when you miss your jump attack and then you're left recovering. If you didn't press anything, right? If you didn't press anything right here and you landed, you would have been able to block that. But you're recovering and you got hit for free. He drops the combo, you roll. See, look, he drops the combo, he backs off. I don't know what made you roll, but your back, even your defensive layers, like you're doing the same thing. You're simply not blocking. It doesn't hurt to block because it's a defensive game. So he drops the combo and then he backs off and then you roll. I don't know what you were looking for, right? I don't know what you were looking for there, but he literally just reacted and you paid the price for it. Now you're gonna take big damage. You probably was looking for 4-2-4, but you already showed them multiple times that you don't like to block on wake up. And then immediately, as soon as you get up, you jump again instead of just sitting back and letting the neutral play out. Look at where you guys are. Look, you could have just let the neutral like see what he's going to do next, but you're always doing something. You're not you're not reacting to the opponent's decisions. You're just doing stuff. You have to sit down and wait. You're not composed at all. Now you got anti-aired by a projectile, which is great timing on his part. So you got uppercutted. You ate a raw sword. You ate a jab combo, and now you ate a projectile anti-aired. You got anti-aired 4 different ways, and then it's checkmate. When Kotal gets the life lead and he puts on sunlight, it's checkmate. This fatal blow was good. It was a good decision, but probably I would have, me personally, I probably would have did a raw nomad dash into a full combo and got like probably like 35%. And because I probably would have saved this fatal blow to win the round with, not to catch up. Because the last thing you want is to, you know, get the get the fatal blow to try and catch up, and you still don't even get the life lead back, and then he could just look back off and put on sunlight again. So doing that, okay, doing that again. See the same scenario, bro. Look, you blocked the down four. I don't know what makes you think you're like you can jump at him for free. See, he's just waiting. Uppercut. He could have converted that too. He could have converted that into a full combo, but he decides to put on sunlight, and now it's checkmate. Look, he only got 2% left, and look at his health. There's nothing. There's nothing you can do. You pass this line, you're dead, and he's just gonna stand in there and get his life back. So this moment, he's doing that. It's checkmate. He could just sit there and block all day, and then you're dead. Look, he's trolling you. He's not even blocking because he knows if you try to run over here, you're gonna die. And if you throw a projectile, he's just gonna block it or he's gonna duck. So now you're back to one layer again. Again, no throw. You didn't even throw. You could have got free damage with the throw, a free 13%. Look, back 1-1-1, and you committed to the nomad dash. I don't know why you did that, but now he's trolling you because he could have just hit you in one, but he's definitely trolling now. Yeah, he's trolling. Yeah, he's not even blocking. He's just going in sunlight. He's trolling. Yep, flawless block to jump in, and then 1-1, and then he wins. Yeah, he was definitely trolling. So, a couple of things I want to go over. I wrote this in a notepad. It was this. Number one, autopilot, relying on characters' personal strengths to dictate your gameplay. So, for this one match, there was no there was no ground game for you. When you started going for ground game, right? It was already too late. But this is what I mean. Like when I say your autopilot, this is all you're looking for. This is what you're looking for. See that? That's all you're going for. Is get a random jump kick, jump punch into air gas, and then you're hoping he try to anti-air you, and then you get your combo. That's all you're looking for. But against decent players, that's not gonna work. Don't adapt to opponent's game plan. That's kind of self-explanatory because, like I said, round two, his very first decision, his very first decision that he made was, "I'm looking for you to jump." Like right here, like we saw before, he did this. Oh, he didn't jump. All right, he's gonna jump later. Boom. See? He showed you what he's looking for, and you still gave him what he was looking for and got punished again. See? You're just feeding him damage. Three, one layer offensive pressure. Play off of one string only and make decisions after use. So same thing right here. So same thing like in the beginning. 1-1, another block string. He takes his turn with a poke. You jump, you get hit, right? So over here it's the same thing. Well, I think right here you drop the combo. Look again. See that's what you've been trying to do the entire time. You hit him just because you dropped the anti-air. Look, same thing. It's the same layers. Like 1-1 string, 1-1-1 down 4 uppercut. See, it's the same shit. Oops. Okay, 4 adds layers to offensive pressure, then reverts back to layer 1 over time. So, when I say you add layers to your offensive pressure, now you wasn't doing it when, you make contact, but you doing it in like the neutral. So like right here, you start throwing your projectiles, you know, you would throw your projectiles to get them to like, focus on the ground a little bit, like right here, and then you would jump in. But he was still scouting, you're jumping. But eventually, when you start doing that, that's your new layer right here, that right there, the air glaives. When you're showing him, okay, now I'm just gonna jump back and throw. When you finally jump in, you get the pressure off. See? But like I said before, it will eventually go back to layer one, where you block it down for, and then you get anti-aired for it. That's what I mean by you going back to layer one again. So like right here, you don't block, you try to jump in, like layer one. That's what I'm talking about. Then let's move on. Past this fatal blow. Look, see, back to layer one. Watch. See, checkmate. Okay, let's pause that. Okay, did not gain a life lead the entire match. For the uphill battle the entire match. That's pretty self-explanatory because when you fast forward ahead, you have never been in the lead once. So you were always playing his game the entire time and you never had the lead. See? Non-existent ground game, that's self-explanatory because all the damage, majority of the damage you took was straight from anti-airs, did not throw once. That is why you had no layers to your pressure. You can't open your opponent up if you don't have throws in your game. You didn't throw once. And then pressing buttons on block. So same thing like I showed you, in the first round. It's the same thing that I showed you in the first round with the unblockable. He hit you like right here. You tried to throw after it wasn't your turn no more, and you got hit, so it's free damage. Anywhere you give up free damage is a no-no. And then this is the most important stat that I got so far. That entire match, you got anti-aired 7 times. 4 of them being from uppercuts, which are 14%. The 16% was from the second round when he hit you with the sword. Like when he made the hard read to hit you with the sword, that's 16. The 19 is from the jab anti-air combo he hit you with, and then the 8% is from the anti-air uh, disc that he hit you with, the anti-air projectile. Add all of that up, that's 99% worth of damage taken. That's pretty much a life bar worth of damage straight up from anti-airing. So to tie this all up, one, you wasn't adapting to your opponent's game plan. Two, you were playing very autopilot. So we get that his strengths is the air mobility in this variation. He's pretty much like Jackie. You just leap in, you jump, leap in, get your pressure, or you jump in, cancel it with the leap, and you get, another layer of air pressure. But you're just showing him that's all you're going to do. You're showing him no ground game at all. So all he had to do was focus on the air 90% of the time. And he anti-aired you with precision almost every single time. Um, and then three, the layers, like I said. Every time you finally get your pressure going, you just use the same 2 scenarios. You do 1-1 stagger into another stagger and then try to jump in again. Or you you commit to the entire string. He does a poke, and then you try to jump in. There's no, no conditioning behind that at all. Like there was no conditioning from your Kabal, and that's pretty much it. The worst thing about it for me personally is that you didn't throw. You're playing a strike throw character, and you didn't throw once. Like a character who doesn't have mix-ups. Most characters in the game don't have mix-ups and stuff like that, but you didn't throw once. That's why you could not open him up the entire time. The only time you opened him up was when he tried to anti-air you, and that was only like 2 times. So he only made 2 mistakes, and that was trying to anti-air you, which was bad timing. So you're literally relying on the opponents to to make a mistake with their timing on anti-airing, but it's like you're hoping. That's not the game plan. You're like, if your game plan is hope, you're not gonna win. And this is just the first match of your set. I'm gonna go over the second match in another video, but please take what I'm saying now into consideration so you become a stronger player when you come across other Kotal Khans. So thanks for watching, and I hope anybody else who saw this video, they learned something.